Hello everybody, welcome back to my studio. My name is Elke and today I would like to show you something small. A small little wood rolling and piece of wood, some moss. We're going to work with peony. Still peony season going on. Love it, love it. Look at those ones, just gorgeous. And when they are in that state, nicely open, all you need is one flower. And that's what we're going to do today. Just a little Mitbringsel or a little something for a gift. So we're starting with this piece of wood. We need a piece of plastic and oasis. I have an oasis, leave it in the water for a bit, but then we prepare our piece of wood first. So these are these little rolling things that I have here. Maybe I'm using this one, it's quite nice here. Okay. Fabric, you can use fabric. This is a roll of felt. It's really available in craft stores, even some of those dollar stores or secondhand stores and stuff like that. So I need a piece that goes completely around, and I leave it a little bit longer, just a bit, so I can cut it on an angle. And I do that because I don't want it to look like it just has a seam. When you cut it on an angle, it looks like you wanted it that way, and it just is part of the design. So I'm gonna go around, see if it's enough. Yes, it is. And then, because I don't need that much of it, I mean, you could use it very high, but I'm just gonna create an edge for my oasis to be covered. So if the wood block is like that high, I only need a few little centimeters of oasis. So let's just take maybe a third or so off. And you know what? This is really up to you because it just changes the look of it. So you can hold it around it to see how you like it. And yeah, so you see I'm starting with a straight edge here. And the one that I cut off, I'm just going to go and make it off center, just kind of off, so the edges are kind of part of the design. Yeah. So I'm just going to take my glue gun, which is one of my best friends, really tight on it. Give a little bit on the edge here. Be always very careful when you use the glue gun because it is hot. Won't be the first time that I burn myself. So, okay, so to make a kind of connection between the container that I use and also the flower, I now need something in pink. So I always keep a lot of fabric pieces. I can show you here. These are, even pieces from an old t-shirt. You can cut it in strips, and so if you like the color, I have those things. I have wool. This wool is synthetic wool. You don't want to knit with this stuff. But I like the color. So I just, keep all kinds of things. I have purple and green and pink in different colors. So now I'll just take a piece off. And then just wrap it around the edge. So we just make a little bit of a design. You just go around and around, around and around, and make a knot. So we just created a little bit of a color on this wood piece. Okay. Knot. Cut it off. So now we need the oasis block going in here, and obviously this is not water sealed, so we need a little bit of a plastic. And you could use a plastic bag, just an old plastic bag. I'm going to double this up just so it's really tight. So make sure it is big enough that when you fold it up, that it is up on all ends here, on all sides. You stuff it in. Oh, actually, it's still a little bit too big, so I'm going to take some edges off. Yep, that fits in now. Okay. Then the first thing is I cut the majority of the plastic off so it's easier to work with. Fold it down, and then I cut it that is not longer than my felt ribbon here, because you don't really want to see the plastic anyways. So then we also don't need that much of oasis, so I'm going to cut that shorter. I need glasses. There you go. So cut that shorter. And then I also always take the edges off, because it's easier to cover it up when it's nice and round. This is actually a block that I already used before, and I reuse it now because it has a few cuts in there from the old bouquet, but I'm using very few flowers. So you have to be very careful when you reuse it, because sometimes it's so poked through that it will fall apart on you. But when you know you just use a flower and a little bit of green, then why not using it again? So I cut the edges. I use some of the edges. Moss is a perfect way to hide edges, so I'm just going to go around, stuff it a little bit into the sides with my knife. And that's really just to hide the edge. That's all it needs. Yeah? So. Okay, a little bit of green. You can actually use the peony leaves and cut them into little smaller pieces. As long as you have a little bit of an end that can you stick in, give it a nice cut, stick it nicely in. A little bit something smaller. Some of them are really big, so I'm just going to pick some smaller one out. Here is a good one. So, and now to make it even funkier, I cut a few grasses in my yard. Oh, those grasses. So I pull the hard edges at the bottom of the grasses. I pull them down. Be careful with those grasses. Sometimes they're very sharp and they could cut you. So I pull them down as much as I can. Use the top part and make a loop, just like a little wreath, and fold the like the edge just in like you would tie your shoelaces. Just go once around, but don't make a knot or anything. So I just go around, and wherever it comes out, I take a little bit of a wire, go around and tighten it up. It's just, you know, you can't really fold it too much because it might just kink and break too much. So I just go around, a little bit of wire. Then I take the hard part, that really stiff part, out, and then I play with my nice little wreath. And I think it's kind of cool that you have just the edges hanging off. Yeah, so you play with it. Yeah, that fits nicely on top. But now I would like to cover up that wire, and I just take a little bit of my wool. We can use the same one. Actually, I think I'm using the same one that I used on the bottom. And you just go around here and cover up that edge. You know, double it up, triple it up. Just kind of go around. Oh, pretty cool. And you know, you could just use a little bit of a glue gun. Always in the spot where you don't see it. So now I just put that on top of it. Find the front of your bouquet. So this one here, I want to see my cut. I also don't want to have the edge here. I made a knot, so for me that's the back. So I like to see that. And then when I look at it, then I put my grasses so how I want them to be in the front. So this looks pretty cool to me. So just lay them on. You don't even have to attach them, because now we're using a peony, a nicely beautiful peony. Make it a little shorter here, and relatively short actually, because our stem is shouldn't be hitting the wood. It should stay in the oasis. So just go right straight into the middle. So now the wreath can't go anywhere. And then a little bit of greenery here. Latest mantle, I have some, and that one is also for my garden. You just take that apart, push some in. And latest mantle is also easy to take apart. You can either just cut out the flower right above the leaf like this, and then you can use the leaf and you can use the flower again. There you go. And when you push flowers into the oasis, make sure you don't hold it too long. So if I hold this one too long and start sticking it in, it's going to kink on me, it's going to break, not a good idea. So I give it a nice cut, and then I hold it very short, and as soon as I feel it's hitting the oasis, then I shovel it back in. A little bit of grass, some leaves just to cover it up. Okay, and maybe a little bit. Oh, I think that's almost too much. So of course you can make it like a wreath around it, or you just kind of stuff a little bit here and there wherever you feel like it looks nice. There you go. And for me, yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, and always at the end, check if you see any oasis sticking out. If that's the case, take a little piece of either grasses or another flower or something. I have here a little moss, so stick that in, and that is it. So look at this, how cool that is. So a small little thing, perfect for you know, when you have an invitation, you can bring that with it, a bottle of wine or something. It's just a little gift, or just for your sideboard. Easy, simple, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of little gift. And if you like what you see here, then please subscribe for my channel. You push the subscription button and also the little bell, because then you will be notified every time I upload something. Okay, so hope to see you again at the next video. Enjoy.